Welcome back. It's time for Go Fest. Day 2. Oh, so, uh, day 2, we are not going outside. It is way too hot to go outside. So, I'm staying home. I went ahead and put some money into coins for remote raids, and we have a goal. We need to get 400 large candies for Zeshian. You guys know this. I already have the Hundo Zeshian. So, what I need now is to get the candies for the Zeshian. And that's what I'm planning on doing. Is getting all the candy. That's all I want. It might lag a lot. And it's gonna suck because I have to keep going back and forth with campfire. I'm gonna do what I can to not do campfire. But we're probably gonna do this for another hour, maybe 2 hours. Depends on how long Zeshian's gonna be out. Last night, for me at least, Zamazenta was out until 8 o'clock, which I thought was awesome. That gave me some extra Zamazenta raids. And I was eventually able to get the the shiny background Zamazenta. And then I was able to mirror trade it for another shiny background. And that was awesome. So, I will show you that after this raid. But as you know, it's gonna be awesome. I am, oh man, I'm like really excited for me to get a powered up Zeshian. It's gonna be so cool. I have learned that you need Stardust to power up Zeshian's max moves, and that was something I was not expecting. I was not expecting that, but I guess it makes sense because it can't like Dynamax like other Pokemon, so I guess it makes sense to me. Yeah. No final strike, that's fine. Getting shiny background Zeshian would be cool for trade bait, because I am going for whatever I can, really, when it comes to tradables. I could finally get my hands on a shiny background Palkia with Spatial Rend. That would be a cool thing to trade for, if I get a shiny background. Or even Regieleki shiny, because that's just a Pokemon I need to get. Because that's number 1 for the electric types, I believe. I'm not gonna focus on that right now. Is anyone in raid? Oh, he would be in raid with people. Yep. Okay. I know I said it. We're gonna look at someone's center, but this lobby is gonna get filled up, most likely. Can I please go to my other team? Thank you. Awesome. All done. Cool. Yeah. Hatu Carl would be able an area with lots of people, so I'm gonna do it. Dang. Let's do this shit. I hope you watched last night's VoD. It was a good time. The VoD did cut out, so that was kind of weird. I said it in the video. I don't know when it cut out, but when I was editing it, I realized that it was like 2 hours roughly after when I noticed. So like, there's 2 hours of content that I didn't get put up there. One good thing that did come up from it, we got a shiny on that VoD. It didn't have the background, but we got the shiny from a VoD towards the end of it, and that was like pretty cool, I guess. At least something happened with the VoD. Yeah. Okay. It would be cool if I got another hundo session. Again, I'm not going crazy about getting on a second hundo or shundo or shiny, because it would just be the shinies would be trade bait, and the regular guys would be legend trading for when large candies you get large candies from trading, and that's a pretty good session. Someone invited me. Do you have a lot of people? We will find out. Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah, it'll be enough. Let's go ahead and do that. I think it's close combat. I think it's close combat. Oh. Yeah, we'll be fine with 5 people. Especially since I'm now actually playing. And not just like, oh, there, we got 6. We are definitely good now. Yet, last night, I couldn't really play, I couldn't like focus on Pokemon Go because I was in the middle of work. And so I was like bringing people in. I was doing the best I could, but when I'm working, I'm working. And the times I could look into it was when I was not busy. And I'm not really not busy at all. But it's awesome. It was nice just having people play for me while I was working. That way I can still get my stuff done. Remote raids has been such a good thing. But it's also like it I'm okay with remote raids, okay? But I'm not okay with remote raid max battles. Yes, it's good because I couldn't get my 4-star Inteleon, my perfect Inteleon, without it. But like, still, I prefer the local community when it comes to Gigantamax Pokemon. So like, I hope Gengar is not coming back for a long while, but he might come back. Cause like, it's Gengar. Toxtricity, maybe Toxtricity won't be back for a while. We don't know. Oh, I let that hit. Whatever. Well, we know Lapras is coming back. I'm not sure if it's next month or the month afterwards, but we know for sure it's coming back. It was in the thumbnail for it. Next month we're gonna get Dynamax Latios or Latias, which will be sweet. There will be a weekend for that, and I will go for that if I can. But it's probably gonna be a Saturday before I go to work, if I'm honest. And yeah, that'll be fine, I guess. Yeah, it definitely will be fine. It's probably gonna be a hot day. Like, where I live, it is hot in the summer. So you gotta make sure that you're carrying something to drink. Otherwise, you're gonna feel like you're dying all the time. Oh yeah, I am gonna be making a short video with PvP, Master League PvP with Session. I'm ready to finally finish up finally like level up to 43. Because I've been just waiting to get good Pokemon to do PvP again. Oh, that's 78. Oh man, that's 10 CP away from a hundo. Ow. But yeah, expect that short to come out soon after I'm done with this. Nice background. I love that background. Okay, no one there. Okay, now that we got a little bit of time, Zamazenta is... I'm just gonna search it. He's so low. Okay, there he is. See, there he is. He has the background, he's shiny, and he's lucky. Like, it's so good. And then, I'm not gonna use the golden bottle cap, because silver bottle caps will be coming out soon. And I can just use silver bottle caps on him, and that'll be awesome to just finish him up. That way I don't have to waste it. Oh, wow, that's the same as that, which is nice, actually. So that's going on with Zamazenta. I might trade for a little bit more Zamazenta, if I'm honest. I don't know. We'll find out. No. Does James have people? Yeah, he has people. I'll go join him. I'm also just trying to avoid using Campfire because I don't want to go back and forth between two apps when like I can do it like this. Oh yeah, James got this. James got people. Ugh. 20 people. There we go. We're gonna knock it out. Yeah, let me know what you guys are gonna do for PvP with Zeshian. Like, what are you pairing him up with? Like, what can you... Do you prefer to lead with him? Is he better for closer? So far, I don't know anything other than when I look at PvP Poke, he's like a great lead, a great closer, and he's a good switch, and like... Okay, so it seems like you want to lead with him, build up his charge a little bit, and then swap it out with someone else. Maybe. I don't know. One thing I don't like about Master League PvP is the charge moves. It sucks to charge them up fast. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna be leading with Zeshian, and then I'm gonna like charge his move and then swap him out with someone else. I have him paired up with my 98 Zygarde, and then I also put in Origin Form Palkia. And I don't know what's gonna happen. Everyone's powered up. I'm just not sure what's gonna happen. Oh, and I still have to get the second move for Zeshian, but I can do that easy. XP, big one. Oh yeah, raid buddy. 46, that's fine. Just want my candy, sir. How many candy did it get for Zamazenta? I wasn't paying attention. But I think it was a lot. I think I got a lot of candy. Just, like, barely enough large candies, I think. Okay, I do have enough for the second move. Let's yeah, I got fine amount of Stardust. So to power him up, okay, yeah, I do need just like a little over 400 large candy. And I got my Mawile powering him up too. Anything from here? Yes, sir. Phalanx, the Chew Frame. Oh yeah, I gotta check out Campfire because I sent messages to the friend group that's in the park right now, seeing how they're doing. Um, let's see. No one else is in raid. Okay, time to swap to campfire. Bruh, just load in. There we go. Yeah, it sucks. I really wanted to go to the park, but it's just so hot. Oh, gotta go here. I don't think anyone responded to what I said. Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay. We go back. Go to the list, please. Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. Leave group. Leave group. Team up. Join raid. Okay. Yeah, one if only I could do split screen right now. Split screen it causes the phone to go too hot. And right it's even hot in this room. So I like can't afford to be recording, to be using split screen and playing Pokemon Go all at the same time. So that's why I so trying to make videos earlier today I couldn't because the recorder would stop because it was too hot. And I think that's what was happening yesterday too. The phone got too hot and so it just stopped. It just stopped recording. And it didn't even save the footage either, which was weird because when I was making the video, I was like, "Where's all the recordings?" It did like 3, maybe 4 hours of recording, and there just wasn't any, except for from like 11:30 all the way over to 12:30, and then 2:30, which was when I was actually leaving. It and then I did like 20 minutes of that and said goodbye to everyone, and then said bye to you guys. And like, that's not really a long VoD like I was hoping. I was hoping to get like a couple hours VoD for Go Fest, because it's background noise pretty much at that point. No one's gonna be watching for the content. It's just background noise. Okay, we got 5. We just need one more. The heat makes me sleepy. Okay, cool. I'm ready. We go back in. Anytime now. Thank you. I went to like a growers market this morning. I love the growers market, but I don't love it when it is hot. I know I keep mentioning about how hot it is, but when you work in the summer and you're under shade, but you still feel hot, it just sucks. Yeah, there's like nowhere to go. Yes, you're in shade, which is a little cooler than being out in the sun, but you still feel like you're dying. Cool. We got this raid invite here. Battle. Cool, we're in with 10 people. Bruh, I hate you. Let me go. I just want to go over to the next spot. There we go. Do that, that, and that, and that. Cool, we're good. Chillin'. Got 16 people around. I like this so much. We join a big group instead of just being 6 people. It makes it easy. Makes it nice. There's supposed to be 30 minutes of Go Fest left. I am hoping it's going to be another 2 hours. Just like yesterday. Another 2 hours of raids. That's what I mean. That way I can still get my raids in. I still need to do a lot more before 6 because of the bonuses leaving. But if GoFest can stay until 6, it'll be nice. Or if they can stay until 8. That'll just give me a bigger chance of large candy, which is what I need. Gotta dodge that. Holy crap. You wanna know what I could do? I could put on some background noise for me so that I'm not just dying, I guess. Because I feel like I'm being boring for a VoD. Which, it's all just me, probably. But it's... Oh, wait, I never put on noise. That's what I'm missing, is the music, the in-game noise. Oh, yeah. So if you saw the short, like, I highly recommend that you guys watch some of my shorts. It makes me so happy when I see, like, over 500 views. Oh, I'm so happy when I see, like, a lot of views on one short. It brings me, like, I worked so hard on this, and having just some, or specifically the videos I edited, when I see people just, like, when I see a lot of views, and then, like, 1 or 2 subscribers from that, I'm like, I'm so happy that I was able to uh, get something out of this, because I feel like I did a really good job if someone liked the video or even just subscribed. And the editing videos, it is kind of hard editing videos, I'm not gonna lie, but I haven't been enjoying it. If you looked at the Zeshian and Zamazenta guide videos, I put a lot of heart into it. It took me 2 days each, and I was not expecting that. I literally just wrote the skit for one day, then I edited it the next day, and that just, I was like, ugh, I'm burnt out. When I shouldn't be burnt out. But still. And then the same thing happened with Zamazenta, which is why it came out so late, which is my fault. I should have probably worked on it a little sooner. But as soon as as soon as Zeshin was done, I was like, I'm so tired. I think I stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning trying to edit it. And then eventually it was done. I was like, yes, it's done. Anyone in here? No? Please? I don't see anyone. Okay, okay, good. We got people. So, yeah, please, when you see my shorts, share them. Give them a like. It does help the channel. It helps me get motivated too, which is like the biggest thing. Is if I don't have motivation, I don't know if I'm doing good or not. And then comments. I'm happy if people do comments, because it tells me what I need to do or if people actually likes the content. The more vocal you are with and stuff, the more a content creator can figure out what they're doing, I guess, and they can improve their channel for the better, which is what I want to happen. Ooh, look at all these people. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna go get some water. I know, talking makes me thirsty. Okay, we got water. My restroom's dying. Time to tap. Good thing we're at 11 people. So, yeah. Another thing with editing videos is, now we're going back to editing videos, yes. I can't work with no noise, usually. So I usually put on a show. And usually the show is something that I like. So when something interesting happens, I'm like looking at the show. And the only time, or not, yeah, the only times that I can really put on the show is when I'm writing the skit, and I need to focus on writing the skit. But in reality, I'm just paying attention to what's going on the screen. And that's also why it takes me so long to write the skit. For the Zeshian Zamazenta, it took me like 4 hours. And if you saw the short, you know how little talking I was really doing. It was just me talking with the information that you need to know, and then putting in stickers or images, and then text as well. It's not that hard to actually edit the videos. You just have to have motivation, as well as you have to pay attention to what you're doing. When I'm like actually editing a video and not or talking in the skit for the video, I do have to actually focus. I can't put on something because I need to actually hear what's going on in the video, and I need to actually put the images in the right spots at the same time, as well as get information right. And especially when I have to like record my voice for the video, I can't have any other noise going on, because you even hear the slightest bump of me hitting my hand on the phone, and it'll be like a big boom sound, and it's like, oh dang, I have to restart that whole recording session just because of that. Thanks, game, or not game. Thanks, phone. Ooh, James, he's got another raid going. Let's join him. Yeah, I'm trying to select my Pokemon. There we go. I should probably stop using max potions or max revives because I don't really need it. GoFest was fun. I will say it was a lot of fun. I woke. So yesterday, before like the whole VoD thing, my car's broken down. So until I get it back, I have to like rely on people to drive me for Pokemon Go. So, our community ambassador lives nearby where I am, so he decided to pick me up. The thing is, he has to be there 1 hour before the event, or a little over 1 hour before the event starts. So I had to wake up 8 o'clock, which I don't like waking up early, but if I have to, I will. I woke up 8 o'clock. I looked at the time, I was like, 10 more minutes, and I'll get up. 10 minutes later, I still did not want to get out of bed. But I had to get up, because 8:30 was the pickup time, and I need to eat still, I need to get dressed, yeah, I can do that all in 20 minutes, but a little less than that, and I might be screwed. So, now, it was awesome, actually, getting up early in the morning. The ambassador and we were just talking about like how excited we are for GoFest, even though it's a lot of pressure on him to get ready for GoFest. I think he's enjoying it. I'm pretty sure he's enjoying it. We like last week or something like that, we hit Master League for the community. So there's this whole like ranking thing for how many check-ins you get at your community stuff, and the higher it goes up by like Pokeball, pretty much. But like we got the second highest, which is Master League, over where we're at Grants Pass, and like that's like a big accomplishment. I think it feels like a big accomplishment. And the places. There's only one tier higher, and that's like Legend, and that's for like the big cities like New York City and Los Angeles and things like that. Which, yeah, that actually makes sense. But for our size of town, to get Master League, it feels like a really good accomplishment. The ambassador knows more information about that, but that's just the basic rundown that I can interpret it. I'm not sure if there's some things I can or can't say, but that's what's going on with our end of stuff. Why is it freezing? Holy crap. Next raid. No one's in a raid. Is Trent actually doing some stuff? It'd be awesome if he's actually doing it. I think he is doing it. That's awesome. He doesn't like going out, but there's also another thing. Our community ambassadors, we have one main community ambassador, but we have two others that are all working together as well. All in different locations, but we all meet up in Grants Pass for big events. And we all pitched in and like they all pitched in together to make like community challenges, and there's so many good community challenges going on yesterday. For those that were like competitive, like me, you had like collect 20 of us one type of Pokemon or one Pokemon, and sheesh, I'm drawing a lot of blanks. It was a lot of fun yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys were picking up on it, but like if you caught 20 Pokemon, so like there was the first one I believe was Skrelp. I didn't realize that if you were catching 20 of them, you would get a pin. And I love pins. I have like a big pin wall for all the things I get, and I've been collecting a lot more recently because Pokemon Go has been doing pins, but not the TCG has been doing pins a lot recently. But when you did that, you got a pin for your team color, and you could only get one. You can only win one pin unless you spent the 1,000 coins to change your team color. But you have to like actually spend your pins to do that, and I don't want. I was super tempted to actually change my team color just to get the other two pins, but I think I can live without that. Right, without the other two colors. But that was a cool one. Another pin that you could get was literally luck of the draw, pretty much. Another community ambassador, they had the Go Fest pins, and if all you had to do to earn it was pick a card from his bag that he brought with him, and the bag had different Pokemon cards. You didn't see what the Pokemon cards were because they were all sleeved up, and when you showed the Pokemon card, and you got either Zamazenta or Zacian, or even both, you would get a GoFest pin. And it was literally luck of the draw. And I got that. And I was like the second person to get it. And then the person in front of me also got it. So like we both pulled them out, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of awesome for that to happen. What else? What other pins? They had another challenge going on to where if you got a Zamazenta, you got all hearts with it, I think, except for new Pokestop. And then you took a photo with it and then sent it to the ambassador. And one of the ambassadors there, you could get, I think it was one or the other for... Actually, no, what they did was did Zamazenta pin yesterday and Zacian pin today. But if you did Zamazenta yesterday, you would get a Zamazenta pin. And if you did Zacian today, you would get a Zacian pin. I already have those pins because they actually came out in TCG boxes a couple years back, and I was able to get my pins from there, and I didn't have to do that kind of challenge. Got a lot of talking. I'm all for it. They also had keychains. I think they were doing the keychains today. It was like Pokestop keychains, and that was actually kind of cool. And they had Pokestop pins. I already got Pokestop pin, so I didn't care too much. I also didn't care too much for the Pokestop keychain, but that one it would have been nice to get that, I guess. What else did they have? Oh, they also started this new thing that we're gonna start doing for people of Grants Pass. The main community ambassador for Grants Pass. I'm just gonna say what his name is. His name's Jordan. And Jordan made a wooden TCG card, pretty much. I'll find a photo of it, and I'll probably put it in the VoD, or I won't. Whoops, if I do forget. But it was a wooden board with a he painted a TCG trainer card on it, and then he put on whiteboard material so that you could take a dry erase marker, write what you want for the title of the card, and then what description of the card is, and then you would take a photo, and that'd be your passport card, pretty much. And every time there's a big event that happens, you bring your passport card, and you get a stamp for it. So yesterday was a stamp for Zamazenta, then today you would get a stamp for Zeshian. I'm gonna miss the Zeshian stamp, which is sad, but I'll be fine. I got the Zamazenta stamp, but other stamps I would probably care for. Like if we get the Lapras community day, if we get the Lapras Gigantamax day, we're probably gonna stamp for that, and then that'll go on another page of the book. And the Latios and Latios Dynamax raids, when those come out, there's probably going to be a stamp for that they'll do. And it's just going to be like a whole notebook of all the events that we've done together. And then we got our little Grants Pass community logo on the front of it, which is awesome. So that's like a really cool idea that the community ambassadors are going to start doing, and we're all excited to see what happens. That's going on, or that's what's happening now. If there's any community ambassadors listening, like, get really interacted with your community, because like it's awesome when you're interacting with your community a bunch, like what our ambassadors are doing over here. It also just makes the game so much more fun. It's not like, it doesn't feel like a job when you're actually playing Pokemon Go. And yeah, that's what I feel like sometimes when I play my games. That's pretty much what I do, is I turn it into a job. So I'm like never stopped working. It has gotten better in the past, but there's still an extent of, man, doing this so much, it makes it feel like it's a job. And that's what burnout does to you. That's what you do when there's burnout, is if you start realizing that it's a job and you're like feeling tired because of it, then you're hitting burnout for sure. Right now, I'm enjoying it as a job, and I'm not hitting burnout just yet, and I'll be fine for now. I want to go to the next. Thank you. Oh man. So that's going on. That's happening. I wonder how much longer I can make the VoD go on for. Do I just stay silent and just do my job? I don't know. I could probably like stop the video right now for a second so that I don't lose the recording, because it would suck if I lost all this recording. Or yeah, I don't know. But if I do lose all this recording, I would probably cry, because I'm like having a good heart to heart. What happened yesterday? If you guys missed out, it was so good yesterday. I'm like really happy about yesterday. But yeah, 10 minutes to beat this, and then bonuses go away. Oh yeah, let me know. Did any of you hit 500? Rank 500 for the pass? The first time the pass came out, I remember I was really pushing to get that rank 500. I couldn't do it because we all got rained out on in the last hour and a half of the thing. What was the last Go Fest? It wasn't the Crowsman, I think. No, it was Kirim. Kirim was the last one with the pass, and I only got like. It wasn't just that me trying to complete the pass. I was also still trying to get shiny Kirim because I think I only got 1 or 2, and I did like over 70 raids to get the Kirim, and so my luck with getting shinies from a Go Fest or any kind of event is like abysmal and really not good. So whenever, and that's probably like the big reason why I flex on my shiny, my Shundo Zacian so much, is it wasn't from an event. I just got it from a raid, and I wasn't even paying attention to the raid. And then when I went to look at my screen, I was like, I got the shiny. What? That's crazy. I wasn't expecting to get this shiny, and then I looked at CP because I also looked at like a counter guide for Zacian and what the CPs were, and I like sort of remember what the Hundo CP was, but I couldn't fully remember it. But when I saw the CP, I was like, huh, that looks familiar. It's probably not that important. And then when I eventually did catch it, I checked the CP, or I checked the stats, and it turned into a Hundo, and I got so excited. I was in the parking lot. I was in the parking lot for Zacian, and I was so excited. People looked at me funny. I will say that. People were looking at me funny, like, what is this guy's problem? So, yeah, that's how that happened when I got the Zacian. And then eventually when I showed the whole community group, there was one person that really wanted to hurt me because they were trying to go for a Shundo Zacian for a long time, and they haven't. Which, I think they're level 50. Yeah, they are level 50, and I guess that's has to deal with like a thing of pride for them, where a thing that they are trying to get, they couldn't get, but someone else gets, and yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess that's fine. Oh man, memories. That was a good time. Close combat. Oh no, I dodge. Close combat on Zacian sucks. Because it's fast and it chews at my Pokemon. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to end recording, and then I'm going to start it back up really quick. Because I don't want to lose this footage. And we're back. Cool. There we go. Now I saved that big amount of footage. Oh, 6 minutes until GoFest is over. How many shiny Kirims did I catch? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was like a lot. It was not a lot of shiny Kirims. I know that. Let's get our last little bit. I was able to hit 318. Maybe a little bit more, but man, I didn't go as hard as a Kyurem because my schedule just did not fit for Sundays. Because usually how I would do it is I would do what I can before work on Saturday. Oh shit, there's my phone. Okay, I got it back. How I would usually do it is Saturdays I do what I can, do as far as I can, and then on Sundays is when I actually go pretty crazy on like all my raids and whatever I can do. How many raid passes can I? Okay, I'm out of raid passes. Let's see, how much more candy do I need? Oh man, it sucks. Because, did I get that? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's update this, or upgrade that. 55 candy. So, 55 candy times 3, 165? Yeah, 165. Plus 170. So, I need, okay, just a little under 400 large candy, which is actually so much better than it sounds. I am like kind of expecting if I shoot. I'm averaging 4 every raid and I can't go fast is my thing. Oh, he's got people. Good. I am trying to just go to the next one. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to get as much candy as I can. Cause like, if I don't, I'm fucked. I need all this candy for my guy. And large candies, I need to use all my extra large candies for my Zygarde. Cause that's the only way I can power him up. And I'm starting to power him up again because I want to make him into level 50. For the PvP, because I remember when I first started powering him up, he was so strong for the Master League. He was so good. And then he's starting to fall off because we got all these other Pokemon coming up, like Zacian, who really hurts Zygarde. Also Palkia Origin Form. It started countering Zygarde. But it was like, Zygarde was the number 1 for so long. And then now we have, he might not be as strong, but I wouldn't put it past Regidrago, because Regidrago is just as bulky, if not more bulky than Zygarde. And it has a really good fast charge move and a really good charged move. And so I'm like thinking about putting him in instead of Zygarde for a dragon type, because like he would be really good. I don't know any other Pokemon that's just as bulky as Zygarde or Regidrago. But yeah. I still have my Golden Ball Cap, because I'm not going to use my Golden Ball Cap on Zamazenta, sadly enough. I'm just going to wait for Silver Bottle Caps to come out, and I'm pretty sure Silver Bottle Caps, there'll be a showcase reward. So when that starts to come out, get ready for those showcases, because quote me here, they're coming out into showcase as premium rewards. There's no way out of it, I think. It's gonna be that or roots, and that would help them get their roots implemented, I guess. I have like a few roots that are getting close to being gold tier, and I only have one route that's gold tier because it's like my most common route heading home. heading home from work, I mean. I should probably do it a lot more often. Ever since I got my Zygarde, I haven't done it as much because like I don't need it Zygarde cells if I already got the Zygarde, but I also have to anticipate when Shiny Zygarde gets released, and we did Univotor just now, or most recently, right? So we're gonna get. Oh, why can't my Pokemon get found? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I think I just got that. I think I just got the guy. Really? You're not gonna let me do it because he's not there? Wow. How gay. Okay, Joe's doing it. Okay. There's still some people at the park doing their thing. Um, I think we can do it because we got Joe and Jules in there, and they're pretty strong. But if either of them leave, then yeah, I'll probably get out as well. Oh yeah, there's Jules. So Jules is was the one that was upset with me getting the Hundo Shiny Zacian, and so that's the person that was not happy with me. Oh man, I have faith in Joe and Jules. I don't have a lot of faith in me. Okay, Jules got out. Dang it, Jules, why? Well, we're fucked. We're cooked. We're cooked. Oh, okay, I dodged that just in time. Okay. I know Jules doesn't like to waste things, but honestly, I think we would have been fine with her in. Oh man, I'm kind of upset with her. Yeah, I'm quite upset with her. Jeez, I am focusing so hard. I don't think we'll do it because we're. Yeah, I don't think we can do it. It will suck if we don't do this because, yeah, she's betrayed us, I say. I'm gonna get hit. I think someone left. Oh no, okay. They just died, okay. Oh, come on. focusing so hard. We're not gonna do it. We just hit the halfway mark, I think. Ugh, I'm sorry, Joe. I would have loved us to beat this, but no, we didn't. There's no way we can. And we're both focusing so hard. Or I'm at least doing it. Bruh, that sucks. I'm gonna go ahead. That was a waste of a pass, which sucks for me. Oh, cool. Okay, let's claim our rewards. Oh, yeah, I maxed out on June. So that's cool. Anyone else doing raids? No, no one's doing raids. Okay, well, let's see if there's anyone online still doing it. Facebook. We go to the list, and then we go over to team up, and leave group, and join a raid. So, damn, I was pretty silent there because I was really trying to focus. Okay, seems like we still got people, which is cool. My phone's hot still. 4 people, cool. Ugh. I hope you guys got like some good shinies, shiny backgrounds. That would be cool. I really do like both of the backgrounds for Zacian and Zamazenta. It would be cool, in my honest opinion, to get another Shundo Zacian with the background. But I'm not going to go crazy for it because I have my Shundo Zacian. And having 2 Shundo Zacians means double the work to power up. So I don't want double the work to power it up, in all honesty. I'm probably also going to have to wait until Zacian comes back to raids, because it's a pain to actually get candy for Zacian right now. Now that I haven't been able to play all day pretty much, and I've only just started like an hour ago, I think. Yeah, close to an hour. Gotta restart the game, but I'm so happy about yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. And yes, I walked to work. I made it to work. I enjoyed my walk to work. I'm pretty sure I got like a big sunburn. But I'm not hurting anywhere from it, I think. Yeah. Oh, tomorrow is Dynamax Shuckle. I'm not saying that Shuckle's gonna be a good Dynamax Pokemon, but it's gonna be funny. It has a huge tank stack. And what's up with what was the news about Finale? There was some sort of news about Finale. I am too busy with this right now. Anyway, I'm not saying Dynamax Shuckle is going to be good. I'm just saying it'd be funny if people got Dynamax Shuckle and it actually did become good in this one niche area where it has garbage attack but really good defense. That would be funny. Just the best tank Pokemon in the game. Kind of funny. Did I get any Dynamax, or not Dynamax, Gigantamax raids in yesterday's VoD? I do not remember. I did Gigantamax. I did like 3 Gigantamax raids, but I'm not sure if all of them were in the VoD. And that I have a problem with that. Damn. Oh yeah, I gotta also look at what the June calendar, or not June, the July calendar. It's probably out by now, since we only have 1 day left of June. And we better get some good stuff. Yeah, if you guys are also listening to this, let me know if you want me to put up the June calendar. Or not June, I keep saying June, it's the July calendar. Just let me know if you want the July calendar for all events. I will try to find one that will be best and credit the creator or the person that found it. But the July, not July, dang it! The June calendar that I found, the whole community, the Grants Pass community was like, oh, that's awesome, it's very cute. And I was like, thanks, I found it on the internet after a couple hours of searching. Yeah, the June calendar was a big one to try to find. And I also give it to the community ambassadors so that they can make their meetups and plan their meetups for each other. Because they want to coordinate who gets what usually, so that they can each constantly get their rewards for their parts of the community. Yeah, GoFest was crazy. We had like a whole month of GoFest pretty much, because the first week we got Rillaboom, which was a really good grass type attacker and a tank. We got Cinderace next. Yes, we got Cinderace next. And then we got Inteleon, which I got that 4-star Inteleon. And everyone was like, that's so awesome that you got that. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm so happy about it too. So currently in our community, that I know about, there's 2 people with a perfect Inteleon Gigantamax. And 1 person with Gigantamax Cinderace. And then no one that we know of has gotten the Rillaboom. So it's pretty much going to be a chase to see who gets the first perfect Gigantamax Rillaboom in our little community. Yep. Oh, thanks.
You're laying on the table and I don't want to get crushed.
Okay, thank you. Left some glasses on the table. My family didn't want them to get crushed, which, thank you, I say. Oh my god, the close combat just annihilated Zamazenta. Ugh, all the talking again. It hurts. Yeah, I went back to Charizard. Damn. I hate my life choices right now. Ugh. Okay, so I forget where I was at. It must have not been important. Kidding. God damn, that close combat hurts. Ugh. Yeah, we got this. Man, I kind of wish I could go back in the recording and see what the heck we were talking about before I got interrupted. That was funny though. There we go, and dead. Who got the final strike? I don't know. Oh yeah, we were talking about Gigantamaxing. So, our community, it's specifically between me and another person named Joe. He got the perfect Cinderace, and I got the perfect Inteleon. And now we're like, well, let's see who gets the perfect Gigantamax Rillaboom. And we're like, yes, I like that. The thing is, I don't know how Pokegenie works. And so he has a big advantage with Pokegenie. And I do not. That is just the thing with it. But it'll probably take a little while for that to happen. Oh man. I love Gigantamaxing. It's so nice. Especially when it first came out. Before you could remote raid them. Because people complained about how you couldn't get them. Oh my god. It's called go out to your community and figure it out. I know it sucks that you had to go out to your community, but like, come on. And I guess I got nothing to say because I'm actually doing it myself right now, where I'm just sitting on the couch. But oh shoot, okay. I'm gonna have to stop the recording so I can get some more coins. But shucks, that sucks. I'm gonna have to dump more money. I'm not happy about it, but I can do it. There we go. Yeah, I like Gigantamaxing because you have to get in with your local community. Or that's what it was in the first place. And then people complain about it being too hard. Oh my god, I can't do it with 10 people. I was like, you need a minimum 20. And then people started doing Gengar with just like 8 people, which is a feat on its own. I almost did that with my group of people. And we were like, oh, it's so close. And we didn't fully know what the strategies were because like Gigantamaxing was so new. And now we do. We didn't get Blissey yet either. And so I knew that until Blissey comes in the game, it might be really hard for like a actual support Pokemon to play. And that's why I like care for Blissey so much because I know how powerful it is, especially in just the regular Pokemon game. And so when I officially learned how maxing works, depending on how your stats are for the Pokemon, is determines how much damage you do, or how much not. I don't think damage, but well, yes, damage, but how much you defend with your max shields, how much HP you heal with your spirit. It's like I didn't realize how that worked, and so when Blissey was then finally announced with a high HP stat, that's a tiny Zacian. It, it it's such a good healer, and it's also such a good tanky kind of healer that it will out heal damage done to it more times than it can get knocked out, really. And so I also brought to Gigantamax Machamp, which was pretty crazy. It was working against Gigantamax Machamp, and no one, or not no one, but the whole group was like, "That is awesome that you can still do what you do with Blissey against a thing that should be super effective." Um, I I don't remember Gigantamax Cinderace being a problem. I will have to look at the VoD because I do remember making a VoD for Gigantamax Cinderace, but I don't remember it being a big problem when with Blissey. And then yesterday I brought Blissey, and it was just hitting Blissey so hard. It was not. I had to retreat Blissey into Metagross, and then Metagross took a couple hits until I Dynamaxed, and then I swapped in Blissey. I healed twice, either once or twice, and then I did the last one, and I was just like, I was so Oh yeah, I don't have anything for when Cinderace was using close combat. I was like, oh, that sucks so hard. Okay, let me pause. I'm gonna pause and then get some more coins. Okay, we got coins. Let's see, anyone in raid still? No? Okay, that's fine. Sorry about that. My other friend. We are going to do a campfire. So this time I got 5,000 coins. I thought those 2,000 coins would last a little longer because I totally thought that it was under 500 coins for getting 3 raid passes, but I was wrong. Okay, join a raid. 4 in the queue, that's fine. Ugh, the phone is actually burning. Hit that, wow. It, yeah. Okay. You know, let's talk about. I don't know what to talk about. That's the thing when you're just sitting on the couch doing a VoD. What the hell? What the heck do you talk about? Um, I guess we can try talking about TCG. So, I still plan on making videos for TCG. But right now I am kind of like at a pause for that. We're gonna be getting black Black Bolt and White Flare, the last Scarlet and Violet sets, and then we're gonna be getting Mega Evolutions after that in September. I don't care for Black Bolt and White Flare at all. It's like it feels like a celebration set, and it feels like we just got the Dustin Rival set, even though we didn't. And I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna get any of the Black Bolt and White Flare cards. I'm gonna start saving up for the next uh, era of Pokemon TCG, because with Mega Evolutions coming in, Scarlet and Violet's ending. I believe with Mega Evolutions is also going to be the release of the next Pokemon game, which is ZA, and also we're going to be getting Pokemon Stadium in the actual games, and so people are excited for Pokemon Stadium. That's going to be like the next competitive Pokemon thing, and I might be interested. I'm probably interested in. I'm probably gonna get it. Okay, I'm definitely gonna get ZA when I can. I think it can also go on Nintendo Switch, the first edition or first one, and so I don't have to pay the $500 for a Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm also on a rocky boat with Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I want it, but like, I don't want. It sucks that they can just brick it whenever they want to, and I hate that part. You don't own your Switch, and that sucks. Am I gonna get invited? That's my problem with the Switch 2 is you don't actually own your Nintendo Switch 2. They say it themselves, I think. You own the license to play on this Nintendo Switch 2. Why would I pay $500 for something that I'm essentially borrowing from them? Like, it's a whole mess. I don't like it. I don't like that mess. So, until like the Nintendo Switch 2 gets cheaper, I'm not selling my soul for that. Not yet, at least. They have to like really make me want to get it for $500, and right now I'm not sold. Oh, there we go. Um, But anyway, back to the TCG. I'm not gonna be getting a lot of packs. I'm gonna try to just do what I can to like earn my packs. So like in one of the videos that you guys saw, I I got packs for replacement. Um, I'm also like a professor for the group, and what a professor means is that um, there's two different types of professors. There's judge professors, and there's tournament organizer professors. And I'm a judge professor. I need to keep up with all the rules for the game. I need to make sure that people are actually playing how the card is supposed to be. And if someone like screws up, I have to like give them a penalty. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks when you have to give someone a penalty, but like you can't. You have to do it. You can't just like be like, don't worry about it. But you have to actually do a penalty. Which I'm getting, but I am getting better. Right now, they just have me watching most of the kids because we have a total of 4 judges. I was like the first of the few, but then we started getting more people, and so because of I'm so young of age and I'm not as knowledgeable as others, I watch the kids mostly, and when I have questions that regard judging, I go up to the other judges and be like, hey, this happened and this happened. Do I do this, or is that like too much? And with when it comes to the kids, it I can be I can be more forgiving than the adults, and that's like totally fine. I think I believe it's fine. It might not be fine, but I try not to be too harsh with kids. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Um, and then because we have so many judges, there's like times when I can actually play in the tournaments, or like even 2 of us, because we really just need 1 judge for the adults, but we keep it down to 2 judges so that it's not just 1 judge watching everyone and like missing out on what someone is doing. And when it comes to the kids, you just need 1 judge, because like if the kids actually do have a question, and then they'll actually like say, "Hey, we have a question," or if they're getting too rowdy, or if something's going on, and you you can actually hear where something might be a problem, and be like, "Hey, is something wrong here? Do you guys need some help?" And the kids are, they are not easy to watch, but they are easy to tell what's going on, pretty much. Cause, or at least with the amount of kids that I have to watch, it's usually like at most 10 kids, and at a minimum of 6. And that's also the reason why I can, and that's why kids are also easier. With the adults, it's like 20 plus usually, 20 plus adults, and that's also including like high schoolers and middle schoolers. All right, no, it's high school. The kids are also middle school and elementary, so I'm wrong there. But you get packs for participating in tournaments, and then you also get packs for judging them. So I specifically ask for like prize pack cards, because those cards, they're not easy to get, and they usually end up being a little bit more of a price range. Oh, if you guys watched one of my shorts, I got like a prize pack Ditto. That thing, that thing was like $23 when I pulled it. I recently, or I wasn't, I didn't recently look back, but I was recently told that Ditto dropped down to like $5, and I was like, what? It was like $20 for like a year, maybe 2 years. And and I got really surprised there. Let's make you my buddy again. So when I heard that Ditto dropped down in price, I was like, Dang, that sucks. Because Ditto was like a big thing that was trading, because I got like tons of Ditto. And then one person in there, they essentially just made a whole page of Ditto because of me. Because I had so much Ditto, and it was like the one thing that was enough money for me to trade away constantly for new cards. Anyone else doing raids? No. Oh, let me take this gift. Oh, sweet, high plains. What is it, shiny? No shiny? Okay, I hate you. Oh well, oh well. Pretty soon. No, wait, no, we just changed the prize packs to 6. In the last prize pack, which was prize pack 5, I actually did try like collect a whole series of prize pack 5, which it I was able to do somewhat. The only things I was like missing was like the good EX cards, like Golden Goat EX was one of them, and I think another one was like Venusaur. Was Venusaur? I don't remember, but it was a grass type, I think, in a prize pack that I just couldn't get. And I've been like, it's not easy to try to trade for them because it's prize pack cards. And when you're trying to collect a set of it, no one wants to give away because it's either one, too much money, or two, they don't have the card. And no one would be able to get the card because like they want cards from sets and not the prize pack series, like I was doing. Um, why do we go? Oh yeah, we were talking about um the new set that's coming out. I guess. Yeah. So that's with the TCG. I'm gonna start slowing down on it. I'm probably gonna make a little bit of raid, not a little bit of raid. Maybe some short videos about pack openings from the things I earn. The only times I really do get things from like actually go out to buy is like when I'm visiting out of town uh, trading card shops. That's like the one time I will spend money. Other than that, I'm probably just gonna be saving up all my money for Mega Evolutions, the Mega Evolution set that will be coming out in September. Um, and I do plan on like making a big video, or not a big video. It's me and my brothers. We just open a bunch of packs all at once. We pull out all the good cards and we all put them in the binder, and that's how we usually do it. If we can, we will. We usually do one booster box per person, so it's like a lot of Pokemon cards, and then ETB, so that we can hold all the cards, all the bulk cards, in one spot, and that's how we usually do it. But another reason why we're like doing so many cards is it's the new era of Pokemon, which usually means new regulations will be coming out, and the next card letter will be coming out from there as well, and then we're going to be losing a letter as well, which will suck because there is some good cards that are in right now currently, but they will be rotated out because of the new letters or because of new regulations. And it sucks to see cards that you used to play go away, but it makes sense because of power creep. One set that's gonna be going away that I probably should make a video on is a Reverum deck that I've made. The Reverum has the ability called Tune Up, and it lets you attach up to 4 Pokemon Tool cards to it. And what you would do, or what I was doing, was I was trying to put as much damage negation onto it, which the damage negation thing is called rigid band. It lets you block 30 damage or negate 30 damage from your opponent. And so you would just put so much rigid bands on your Pokemon, you would negate 120 damage, which sure, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like usually half the amount of damage that would be normally put on. And then he had to move a 3 energy move to where he would do 170 damage, but also he would negate 30 more damage. And so it would be a total of 150. Now we're getting to the good numbers. And then a stadium came out in a couple sets after Rev Room first came out, called Full Metal Lab, and the stadium it gives you 30 more damage negation for Steel type Pokemon, which is what Rev Room is, and so it would be able to do a maximum of 180 damage negated, and that you back in that time that was like almost all the damage. Almost all the damage was negated. I remade the deck in this most current format, and I really do like it. It has Archelodon for some energy acceleration, which is like, it's nice. It's nice to have some energy acceleration in it. What else? And then another thing was Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory's little ability thing, which is stupid. I will say it is definitely stupid. It lets you move up to 30 damage from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and that gives me another 30 damage to take off of my Reverum and put it onto my opponent somehow. Oh shit, I hit the back button. And so I'll probably make a deck list for it for you guys. I do like the deck a lot, and then I can go into the strategy in like a bigger, longer VoD for you guys. Oh, is that floor stats? I think the floor stats are 2130. Oh no, it's just 21 and 1000. Or 2100 is the floor stats, I think. Going crazy there. Yeah, I thought so. So, but Reverum, it's part of the old regulation that's going to be rotated out, and so it'll be sad to see that thing go away. Actually, all my decks, they're going to be rotated out soon. I currently only have 2 that's like officially made, but I have like a bunch of other decks that I've been like experimenting with. That Nidoking Team Rocket deck that I made a video for, it's not done yet. I still need Perilous Jungle, and no one has it. I've been trying to trade for it, and everyone's like, I don't have that card. I did talk to someone last Wednesday, and he's like, I have a Perilous Jungle card, but it's not on me. I was like, can you please bring it next week so that I can get it? And he's like, yeah, sure thing. I was like, thank you. I needed this card for so long. It wasn't really that long. When I went to go visit my family, for a week, I tried going to a trading card post, or not post, a trading card shop, and they didn't have Perilous Jungle either. I was like, come on, I went to a whole different state for this. Oh man. I will also, with that Nidoking deck, when I was first playing it was so good. I guess good is like an exaggeration, because all I literally did was go first, and then I would make my opponent, or not my opponent, my opponent would quit because I would have a full bench of all the Pokemon that I needed because of a Team Rocket card called Team Rocket Proton, which you can use it if you're going first. And when you're going first, you're not supposed to be using supporters, but if the card description says that you can use it when going first, then you can use it when going first. And so it was kind of nasty because you would use Proton, fill up your whole bench with whatever Team Rocket Pokemon that you want, and which usually included my, if I didn't have it, my Nidorian, so I can start working on Nidoking, a Wobbuffet, and either Articuno or Mewtwo. It depended on who I had in the active. But it was, oh my goodness, I loved it. I loved it a lot. And then I went to go try it again when I came back from Pennsylvania, and it was like, why is it not working? The reason why it wasn't working was because I was just running against a bunch of Dragon decks. And I guess I could be weak to Dragon decks. I'm not sure, because Raging Bolt is a problem, doing 70 damage for each energy discarded in any way, which is like, that's stupid damage. Especially if you can accelerate all that energy in one turn. Especially, yeah, that's stupid. Dragon Bolt is like a threat, kind of. I think Articuno blocks Dragon Bolt. I don't remember. But those were like the biggest things that stood out, is like Dragon Bolt is such a big problem in the meta because it just will hurt you so bad, and it's probably going to stay for a little bit longer. I do not remember if there's any cards with the regulation that's being rotated out in a Dragon Bolt deck. I might have to ask one of the TCG people there that actually plays over at my tournaments for Dragon Bolt, and see like what he's running in it, to see what might get rotated out and what he could like rotate it in, or what other players might be rotating it in. I could also look at Limitless, but I don't usually do that because if you've seen the Nidoking deck that I made, I made a creative kind of Team Rocket deck that I like a lot. Building up a ton of poison damage, and to do like a massive damage when it comes back to my turn if the opponent didn't retreat or anything like that. But man, doing so much damage like that, it is silly. It's silly how that works. When you don't do a lot of damage, you kind of want to expect to hit Pokemon, because how Pokemon are in the TCG meta nowadays is you want to hit them now, and so it's the first to hit at that point is going to be winner. That's how I'm like kind of noticing it, because Pokemon are getting so bulky that you can't one-shot them anymore. And that's probably the reason why Dragon Bolt is so strong, is because it can guarantee 2-hit KOs with its damage spreading with its one move. Being able to do 200 damage to active and then put 6 damage counters anyway on your opponent's bench Pokemon you like. And that's stupid. You can't block it. I don't think there's a way to block it. Except, like I said earlier, Articuno, I think, blocks it. I do not remember if it does. And then if there's a Pokemon that isn't ready, they can boss it up with boss's orders, which allows your opponent to switch the active Pokemon with whatever you choose. And and so you can guarantee yourself from like pulling up a Pokemon that's not ready to fight yet. And I don't usually run boss's orders. I need to run boss's orders, but I find it more important to like get the cards I need and just start steamrolling. Pretty much. What else has happened? I don't remember. I drew a blank after Dragapult. Holy crap. That's funny. Oh, I have last Wednesday I started messing around with making another deck. That I'm highly anticipating on making. It's a Metagross deck, a Stevens Metagross deck, where I'm trying to pretty much disrupt my opponent as much as possible. Pretty much. And I am enjoying it. I do enjoy it a lot because it's the closest thing I have come up with to a control deck, like a magic deck. And that's because I gotta make a video off of it soon, but that's because I have Metagross in there, which it has an ability to accelerate psychic or steel energy, or both even, and you can put it on one of your steel type you can put it on your steel type Pokemon or on your psychic type Pokemon, and so that allows me to accelerate Metagross or another card that is like kind of important for disruption called Greavard. Greavard has a 2 energy move. It's a psychic type, and it's colorless. The 2 energy move is colorless. And when you use its move, you look at your opponent's hand, and you put a supporter that you see in the deck to the bottom of the opponent's deck. Or wait, did I say deck? In his hand. You take it from the hand and put it to the bottom of the deck, and you're like, now you're stuck. You can't do anything. If they don't have a way to like draw cards, then they are pretty much bricked from like doing anything. So Greavard's also a good stall Pokemon for when you need time for your Metagross. Why did I use a Golden? I hate myself. And then I also put in like TM Devo to like to make my opponent not lose to go back in evolution, and that like really hurts stage 2 Pokemon most of the time. That mostly because if people are running stage 2 Pokemon, they're running rare candy, and if they use a rare candy and use the TM and Devo, they go back from a stage 2 to a basic Pokemon instead of what would normally be a stage 2 and a stage 1, or stage 2 into stage 1, and so like they are really hurt now, and that's like, oh, that's kind of strong. I guess. Whoa. Yeah, I should definitely make a deck on that. Do we have people? Let me check the raids. We got this guy, Joe. Which you got, Joe? 10 people? Sweet. I'll join that. I'm gonna pause the stream and then start it back up to refresh the timer. And we're back. Okay. We've done a total of 2 hours, I think, of doing a remote rating VoD. This is a funny VoD. I've never done a VoD like this before. I've talked so much. My voice is getting so parched. And it's so fucking hot in this room because of all the heat. Excuse the language, holy crap. I also did not put on the right Pokemon. That's fine. I'm probably just gonna do nothing. Um, so I've been messing around with Metagross deck. It has been very successful, especially against Dragapult. Um, the way that people are running Metagross is they're essentially giving it 500 HP, and how you do that is by using a Hero's Cape A spec, which gives it 100 extra HP when attached to a Pokemon. So Metagross is naturally a 340 HP Pokemon, and when you attach that Hero's Cape to it, it now is 440, which is like a lot of HP, and it's making it into a 3-hit Pokemon instead of a 2-hit Pokemon now. There's this other thing. To when to essentially give it 500 HP, they're adding damage negation. There's another Pokemon called Kerbink that gives your Metagross 30 damage negation, and then there's a Stadium that you can play that gives 30 damage negation for Metagross, and that's the gist. That's why people are calling it the 500 HP Metagross, and like, well, that is too much setup for what I want. So I'm just gonna do the basic Metagross with a Hero's Cape. That's what I want for the deck. And the deck is supposed to be kind of like a stall deck, or a slow down my opponent deck. That's the best thing I got to a control deck. Yeah, I'll use silver. And then the Greavard is the big problem for my opponent, or is supposed to be. Greavard is especially good when paired with Xerosis Machination. If you're not aware of Xerosis Machination, it forces your opponent to discard 3 up until they have 3 cards in their hand. So if they have 12 cards in their hand, then they gotta get rid of 9 cards to fit 3. And that hurts the opponent already, okay? And so they have to choose which cards they want to keep. 9 out of 10 times, if the opponent has a lot of cards in their hand, they're going to choose a supporter, and an item card, and maybe an energy card. Either 2 items or an item and an energy. The reason why they would do that is so that they can... the supporter, it usually lets them draw cards, and the item card lets them search for a Pokemon or whatever they need, and the energy lets them attach for a turn. That's usually how you would do it. Okay? Greavard, when you play him, you're taking your opponent's protection, which the draw card is usually going to be Professor's Research, Carmine, or Iono, or even Judge. Okay? It's going to be something that lets them get cards, a lot of cards at once. And then you're using Greavard to take away that. And then all they're left with is usually an item card or an energy card. And that they are slowed down for so long because all they have is the luck of the draw to get like a supporter card that lets them start drawing, or even like not even drawing it. A lot of supporters let you search as well. So if you don't get that draw for the supporter, then they're like stuck. And now you're free to just attack them with Metagross over and over. And that's like the whole point of it. And because they can't do anything, they're just going to be passing their turn a lot. And if you guys don't know what's coming up, after the TCG Worlds 2025 is over, we're going to get new regulations. Okay? Which is close to the Mega Evolution set release. And what the new regulations are, it really sucks, okay? I will say it. It sucks that's going to be happening. But it makes sense that they're doing it, I think. They're going to be doing 10-minute matches, and then tiebreaker is only 1 turn. And that's where the problem is now. Because you only have 10 minutes to win a match. and the oh wait, I don't want to do flanks. The reason why I think they're shortening it is because in official tournaments, like at Worlds, people are taking like 1 hour matches because tiebreaker, you have unlimited amount of time. And when you do when you go into tiebreaker, people are like taking 20-minute turns because like they are trying to think of what is the best thing that they can do. And when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, okay, so the way I can fix that is by making sure that they have no options to do anything. And that makes me think, well, Zorosis Machinations, it forces my opponent to discard until they have 3 cards. Okay, now they have nothing, but usually a supporter, item card, and an energy. Usually. So, how can I stop them from doing that? Okay, I've been thinking about this sort of idea for a little bit. I want to pair Zorosis Machinations with a card that lets me look in my opponent's hand, and get rid of whatever I want. And the best thing to get rid of is a supporter, because if your opponent has a supporter, they will just get their hand back. And that was the flaw with Zorosis Machinations, pretty much. Another idea that I had with it was use Zorosis Machinations and just discard my opponent's deck as much as I can. There is not a lot of cards that let you do that. There's I think the Pokemon name is Great Tusk. It's an ancient Pokemon, and it lets you discard up to 3 cards from your opponent's top deck, or from the top of your opponent's deck, which it doesn't sound like a lot. I think it could be a lot. So let's think this through. If it's turn 1, okay, your opponent has to draw 7 cards until they get a basic. Okay, that's 7 cards in their hand, and now a deck is 60 cards. They're at 53 cards now. They have to have 6 cards in the prize pool. Now that 53 cards is now 47 cards. And so it's going to take a minimum of, you discard 3 cards, your opponent can draw 1 card. That's 4 cards in 1 turn. That's at least 10 turns until your opponent would brick just naturally. Then your opponent might want to do something like Professor's Research, which is discard your whole hand to draw 7 cards, or Carmine to discard your whole hand to draw 5 cards. That's what it would boil down to. Is your opponent going to be using Professor's Research or Carmine to just keep discarding their cards to draw more cards, or what? And yeah, it's really hard to discard your opponent out of cards usually, and that's why I haven't made a deck like that before. I haven't found a good Pokemon to discard cards for. Another card that's not your opponent, but you discard your own cards to do more damage. There's quite a few Pokemon like that, and yeah, they can have their niche scenarios. They can do big damage if you can do it, but your opponent's not going to do that. It's too much luck of the draw for it to work in reality, and that's why people don't do it. If there's a lot of or if there's too much RNG that is not in your favor, then people won't usually run it. And a lot of dark decks, holy crap, that's a lot of rough moves. A lot of people won't do what I would call gambling decks, because there's no guarantee if you win or not. Like coin flips. So there's no guarantee that you win the coin flip. It's always a 50-50 chance. And people will not try to rely on that usually. There are a lot of cards that say flip a coin and this happens if you get heads. People won't, it's a good side effect, but people don't want to rely on the gamble of getting heads. And yeah, I don't blame them. I made a deck like that in the past, and if it worked, it was great. Holy crap, I got hit hard. but most of the time it felt like you were failing, even though you probably weren't failing a lot of times. I haven't seen a deck like that in a while. I haven't made a deck like that for a while either. So I've been messing around with metagross. Since Destined Rivals came out, water decks have kind of taken an uprising. Especially the Gorbis Huntail deck. Because it is like, it's such a good pairing, but I don't like it because you're limiting yourself to usually either one or two Huntails, and 3 or 2 Gorbises, and that's just not enough for you to do anything with. So then, I started messing around with hydro pumps with Gorbis, and that works to an extent. The thing is, the card that the deck that I'm trying to make it's a lot of evolution cards, and you have to look for the evolutions for it to work. The reason why it doesn't work is because that there's so much evolutions. And so I gave up on the idea, but then someone brought up to me that you can use Kingdra to get cards from discard pile into play, and that actually is probably what I need. So what you have to do then is discard the cards you need, which is Huntail, and then I have Baxcalibur in there. Baxcalibur is stage 2. You would usually pair it with a rare candy to get turned to evolution, and then you can start loading as much energy onto your Pokemon as much as you want. And then Huntail, if you guys don't know what Huntail does, it has the ability to, when you're active or when one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, any water energy attached to it goes into your hand. And so you pair that with Baxcalibur and then a Hydro Pump Pokemon. My choice that I have is Wailord. It is a stage 1 Pokemon. It is bulky as a 1-prize Pokemon. Yeah, it's not a 2-prize Pokemon because it's Wailord. Wailord is supposed to be naturally bulky and big, and so it doesn't get the EX treatment, but it gets like 240 HP for just one prize Pokemon. Yeah, it's a 1-prize Pokemon with 240 HP. It's a lot of HP for a 1-prize Pokemon. And you could pair that with Luxury Cape, which would give it a bonus 100 HP, so 340, and also it would become a 2-prize Pokemon instead of 1. And that is good. And yeah, the Hydro Pump for Wailord, that's right, you're trying to load as much energy onto Wailord. It does 500, or not 500, it does 50 damage for each water energy attached to Wailord, and it has the Hydro Pump move on Wailord is 4 energy cost. So you would put on all the energy that you need. It does 200 damage because you're attaching 4 water energy for it, and you can attach even more for how much you want in it. I am talking way too much. I am not paying attention to the screen at all. But it sort of works. I'm not liking the deck. It was working better than what a past time was. I'm probably talking too much about TCG that it's getting boring. I don't know. Join a raid. That's what's going on with TCG, with deck making. I also tried remaking my, you guys haven't seen it before, but before the last regulation happened, I was running a Ogerpon EX deck, which you might be thinking, oh, that's nothing crazy. It actually was really good for what its purpose was. The whole point of it was to be using uh, a trainer card that allowed you to swap out your whatever ogre pawn you have in play with an ogre pawn from the discard pile, and any damage counters, any special conditions on that ogre pawn would be put onto that ogre pawn as well, and also energy cards and tools. You're just swapping the ogre pawn's mask pretty much. So before the last regulation happened, the regulation change that happened, one of the top cards was Regidrago, Regidrago V-Star, and how it had an ability to where it can use, you can discard cards from your deck into the discard pile, and then his move was allowing him to take a dragon type move from his discard pile and use it as his own. But the thing was, he had an ability. There were Pokemon in the game that would allow you to block all damage from a Pokemon with an ability, and that was probably Regidrago's biggest weakness in the whole thing. There were things like Mimikyu, where it can block all damage from an EX Pokemon, either EX Pokemon or Pokemon with ability. There was Pokemon that would shut down abilities, but Ogre Pawn had one mask called a Cornerstone Mask that had the ability to block damage done to your Ogre Pawn with abilities, or from your opponent's Pokemon that had an ability on it. V-Star had an ability on it, and most of Regidrago decks, almost any Pokemon in that deck had abilities. And so when you put Cornerstone out, your opponent couldn't do anything because all of his decks, in this whole deck, there was abilities on each Pokemon. And that was like its biggest weakness, was it had all abilities, and if any Pokemon had an ability, a Cornerstone Mask would just counter all of it. And then I could also load it up super fast with Teal Mask Ogre Pawn, and just swap it out with the trainer card that lets me swap out my whatever Ogre Pawn I want with whatever's in the discard pile. And essentially, Cornerstone Mask was just a wall for a Regidrago deck. That wasn't the only reason why I was running it. There was also some other decks. Charizard EX. It's a dark type. It's a Terra type with with darkness in it, and so its weakness was grass. Teal Mask Ogre Pawn is a grass type Pokemon that lets you do more damage for how much energy is on your opponent's, for how much energy is on both your Pokemon and your opponent's active Pokemon. So it was a minimum of 3 for me, which is 120 because it's 30 plus 30 energy. Yeah, 30 damage plus 1 for each energy on your Pokemon and your opponent's. And if your opponent had Charizard, they would usually have like 2 energy on it. So all you would have to do is have 3 energy on yours, and your opponent would have 2 energy on his, and then it was a 320 HP, and it would nearly knock out your opponent's Charizard with just 5 energy. Oh wait, no, it would knock out your opponent's Charizard with just 5 energy because of that bonus 30 damage. So Teal Mask Ogre Pawn was like a big counter to Charizard EX. And then there were some other niche scenarios. Dragapult deck got really popular. And so one thing that was a weakness for Dragapult was the Dreepies. All of its Dreepies was, if they weren't protected well enough, they would die. But one thing that would knock them out is Wellspring Mask Ogre Pawn, or that's what I had. And so I could knock out whatever was in the active, and then I could also put 110 damage on one of my opponent's Pokemon, which I would always target the Dreepies because that was the threat. That was the threat for the Dragapult deck. Because as soon as my opponent got their Dragapult down, I would not be able to get down as easily as its previous evolutions. And then it wasn't it. The last Ogerpon is Hearthflame. It wasn't as crazily used because no one was really doing anything that would let me use it too much. But the reason why I was running it was because if someone did a bunch of damage onto my Ogerpons at all, I would. It was pretty much like a Uno reverse card. I would swap that Ogerpon with the Hearthflame. Hearthflame, it has no abilities, but the one move that I can use is I take any damage counters that was on the Pokemon, I double it and do that much damage to my opponent's Pokemon. So if anyone did a big amount of damage to me, I would just turn it around and do a double damage to them. And usually, what was happening was I paired it with Bravery Charm. It would have 260 HP on the Ogerpon, and then people wouldn't be able to usually knock it out in one hit, so they would do a little either 200 damage or a little over it, and that would let's go there. That would let me do 400 damage for 400 damage, just returning maybe a little bit more depending on the Pokemon, and that would knock out almost everything if someone was not paying attention. I did not mean to do that. So Hearthflame Ogerpon was like the biggest Uno reverse card I've ever had. So I'm like trying to remake it in this regulation. I haven't tried it because like the cards that I really liked with it are out of play and I can't use it anymore. So I'm trying to make it work again, but it's not going great. I've talked way too much. I think I talked for an hour talking about TCG decks. Holy crap. No, let's not talk about that anymore. My throat's parched talking about decks and how creative they are. Ugh. Oh, here's a controversial topic. Palworld. Who thought you would hear about Palworld in a Pokemon Go VoD? Not I. Palworld, it is a cool game, if I'm totally honest. I am a fan of Palworld, and hopefully you guys are. If you're not, sorry. Palworld is still strong and kicking, and I think they won a lawsuit recently against Pokemon. Do not quote me on that. Let me hold the controversial thing saying I think Palworld's better than Pokemon, and that's all I want to say. Palworld has just made an update to the game. It's a pretty good update, if I'm honest, for the Palworld and Terraria crossover. Terraria, it's one of my favorite games. I'm currently playing through it again after a couple years of playing it. They did a crossover with Terraria, and so they like introduced a whole new region, or not a whole new region, but they made a whole dungeon for Terraria, and they included like Terraria weapons, and it's like the new strongest weapons in the game, and that makes me so excited because in the previous update they made the Meowmere from Terraria, and it wasn't even that strong. It was just there as part of the crossover. I was like, oh, for Terraria Palworld crossover, this is weak. But then like a couple weeks ago, I think they announced that they're making the next update just about Terraria mostly, and that's like everyone's getting excited again to play Power World again. And so, I started playing this past week, which also cut into my editing time for Zeshin and Zamazenta. So sorry about that. Whoa! I just realized 3 people left. Is this for real? Okay, no, it's just people getting knocked out. Okay, whew, I got a little nervous there for a sec. Ow. So yeah, Power World is coming up again because it got a new update. Like any other game, if there's a new update, people will come crawling to play it for a couple. And that's how most games should be, if I'm honest. Is it gets an update, it gets a huge amount of players, and then players move on to wherever their comfort. That's how I think you should be playing games most of the time. Unless you make it a job, like Pokemon Go. Yeah, Pokemon Go is a job. Controversial take. Yeah, That's Power World. What else is there? We're gonna rejoin. We're gonna heal everyone. And there. He's getting pretty close. So, yeah. Yeah, that was just a short talk about Power World. That's kind of funny. That's funny compared to like TCG and everything about Pokemon Go. That's like less than 5 minutes, I think. Holy crap. Can't really talk about Power World too much because like it's just Power World. And there's not a lot to explain about Power World. Is it kind of crazy that I've done all this remote raids and I still haven't gotten the shiny and Zacian? I've done this for 2 hours, I think. Yeah, I've been doing this for 2 hours and no shiny Zacian. That's crazy. I'm about ready to go use the bathroom for a sec and just let the phone play. Is anyone? Nope, no one's playing anymore. Back to campfire. Oh shit! What the fuck? Yeah, I'm just messing around with the recording thing, and didn't realize what that meant. Now I do. Not gonna make that mistake again. Okay, I'm going to. What? Oh, that's from a couple days ago. Yeah, that's Trent. That's Trent for you. Session, yeah. I'm gonna mute the mic for a little bit. I don't even think I put on the volume. I am so late on the volume. It's just me talking now. I'm probably gonna stop talking because I'm running out of things to talk, and I'm just gonna leave it to audio now of the game when I get back in. And when that happens, I'm just gonna say goodbye then. Yeah. So I'm gonna just continue doing raids. I'm gonna keep the VoD up until raids are over, pretty much. And when raids are over, raids are over. We got another 40 minutes, so I gotta focus really hard on doing all this raiding. I have spent a lot of money and I'm not happy about it. Because of remote raids. But what you do, you gotta do it. So with that, hope you guys had a good time with GoFest. I enjoyed my time yesterday. Today, not as much. Yeah, tell me about all the cool things that you got. How many shinies you got during GoFest? I got like 12 shinies yesterday, which was awesome. That was an awesome time getting 12 shinies. How many hundos you got? Did you get the hundo Zeshian or shundo Zeshian? Like, that'd be awesome. Join the cool hundo Zeshian club. And so yeah. Oh, come on. Hope you guys had a good. I hope you guys had a good event. Don't forget about Shuckle tomorrow. Shuckle, it's probably a meme. It's gonna be a meme, okay? But go ahead. Try to get a max out defense Shuckle and HP Shuckle. And see what you think. I'm gonna try it out tomorrow. I'm not gonna be doing next Monday, I think, but maybe I will. Yeah, I think I will do next Monday. If it's not hot. Oh my god, it's probably gonna be hot. Ugh. I'll go for that Shuckle. Hope you guys had a good time. And with that, peace.